Alright, let's do this. The next story quest is called How the Mighty Are Fallen. Level 82, given to us by Licinia, the green-dressed gal we painstakingly followed here in the last quest. So annoying. Here we go. We are in Victor's Spoils, a little town on the east, in the east side of this map of Garlemald. Here we go. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping that things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? I do indeed have White Mage and Sage as healers, so yes. Although I don't think that's what you're asking me. We head south-southeast to well, I was going to say gazebo. It kind of is a gazebo, actually. It's kind of an ovular gazebo with kind of like a meeting place. Got a table, a rectangular long table, 6 chairs. And Alphino is here with Alice and sickly, emaciated, and despondent refugees. I can treat the frostbite and the wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Himalayan's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? He hands them to me. I do as asked. I am your servant, Lord Alphino. The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Hand over tincture warming number 1. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, cerulean engines is full of the stuff for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. Emaciated refugee. All is well. Us, never better. Hand over one of the warming tinctures. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poisoned by any chance? 'Twas a joke. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow comrades for our final judgment. Despondent refugee. What do you want? Hand over the warming tincture. A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. Sorry, coughing. Ha! Cutscene. He's sitting in one of the chairs at the long table. There's a radio, it looks like, next to him. It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore, sourced from Locus, Amoenus, it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Amoenus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. We're just kind of staring as he's so hopeful for Varus's whatever, return. And lastly, to Licinia, give her the warming tincture. What's this? Warming tincture, the last. Cutscene? Gosh dang it, sorry. So this is what you gave to the others? Thank you, I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. I nod. Are you part of the group staying in Laturum? I saw Legatus Virgilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm pronouncing things the way they're spelled. Are they the ones you encountered? I explain what happened. Camp Broken Glass, you call it, and Virgilia and her men are all there now? So how do you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Explain again. She thinks. Airships? Then there might be a way to... Licinia, where is everyone? Says a frail voice inside. I don't know if it's man or woman. Is something the matter? You cock your head. Like, I heard a voice in there. If a voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby almasty has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. The camera pans to a frozen waterway, a lake, some pipes, like a pipeline. If you've a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach the den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. And flash back to our scene. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. My options are, if it's ceruleum you need, then ceruleum you shall have. Or, you'd best watch out for baby almasties while we're away. You'd best watch out for baby almasties while we're away. I say with hands on hips. Yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Super great. I didn't have an option to just say, hey, you're being kind of shady. What's in the room? What's in the building behind you? But whatever, dude. I don't get choices here. Sorry, I get choices, but I don't get real choices. I wonder if video games with the
with AI growing and being more powerful and stronger and not dumb and I wonder if video games in the future will in fact have the option to actually like type things out. Like I would like to say this to this person. I would like to do this to this person or thing or whatever. I wonder. And now I wonder if AI becomes super powerful. Would it be able to give us actual choices in video games? I don't know why I did that. Here's a burly tapper. There are two guards standing outside of a cave entrance. It does seem to be a very shallow cave, but... Who goes there? How'd you find us? I think I'm explaining. Yeah. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum, with nothing to offer in return. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now the capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate? I know your game, Sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another think coming. Did say think, I don't know why. So they both attack. I think they both have great axes. I don't really see it. No, one great axe, one pole arm. But that's all they're doing. It's just single target attacking. Really, nothing scary. I got down to half health before they died. Well, almost half. Okay. Inside we talk to Jarek. Right, for the cutscene actually. There you are, says a voice I don't know. Oh, it's Elisei. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I've a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. She looks into the cave. So this is Tapper's den. Well then, after you. I nod, and we walk in. Cutscene goes black. And now we're back to another scene inside the cave with a lion man. This is Jarek. Who are you? What happened to the guards? I tell them what happened. Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean. You were brought here from other lands? He nods. Girabanya, Yangxia, Boja, Damaska, to name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of AAN, in quotations, on, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that escaped more or less unscathed the Cerulia engines, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? Ha! Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. What with the city in ruins, we take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald is as we knew it is gone for good.
gone for good. Says Alice, thinking. Cutscene over. Apologize for not removing my headshot during that. Talk to Alice in the cave to finish it. Regardless of what the Ilsabad contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. And the the quest is over. We get a pewter leg gear coffer, item level 525, which I believe we already surpass. Yeah, we're at 530, almost all across the board. I think I have a couple spots, like body. I might actually have a body coffer, or does that come later after all the other coffers? Anyway, and that's just for Red Mage channel. But yeah, quest complete, video complete. If you enjoyed it, think about liking, subscribing, and I'm going to make another one quite soon. So see you soon. Bye-bye.